Hey guys, so for those of you that have seen me do subscription boxes, when I get a box that has a book in it, I get really excited. And I personally love books, I've said that over and over in my videos. So I recently discovered that they have some subscription boxes out there that involve books. And I've been looking and looking and looking for these subscription boxes, and the only ones that I had found had like a limited subscription amount that you could get. So I finally found a few this month that totally piqued my interest, and so I signed up for a few of those. So look forward to those next month once I get them. But in the meantime, I also discovered, thanks to YouTube, book hauls. So what they are is people that buy like lots of books, that read a lot. They will present kind of the books that they buy and give like a little synopsis of the books. So I'm one of those people that I love books so much that when I go to a thrift store or when I go to a bookstore, I buy at least 3 to 4 of them every time. Never fails, no matter what I do. So I went to the thrift store today and I bought 10. And then I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought another one. So I'm going to present my very first book haul, and I'm super excited because I love books and I collect them whether or not I've been able to read them so far. And not just that, but I also have a Kindle and it has even more books on it. So I am never without books. Anyway, so let's get into it. So the first book that I bought, well, we'll just go this way. So Barnes & Noble. So this one I've been seeing online, and this was actually a book that was in one of the subscription boxes that I was talking about, in the book subscription boxes, and it's called Red Queen. And basically it's like a dystopian type of book that, like, there's these different, you have red blood, and or I think it's like gray or silver blood or something like that, and I'll just, okay, and anyway, so I've just been reading a lot about it, and watching stuff on it on YouTube, and just checking the subscription that had it in it, and it seems really cool. It's like a dystopian fantasy kind of thing. So I went out and I went to Barnes & Noble and I literally bought it. And I don't buy books too often at Barnes & Noble because sometimes they're a little bit expensive, but I had a 20% off discount and I really wanted to read it. So I've heard bad and good things about this book, so I want to find out for myself, and now I have it. So I will let you know how that goes. But, so that's the first one. Now the rest of these are all from a bookstore, not a bookstore, a thrift store. So the first one is Doggone It, or Dog on It. And so this one is basically in the perspective of a dog, and it's like a private investigator kind of book, and I read, oh my goodness, what book is it? Is it Racing in the Rain? Racing Cars in the Rain, or something like that. And it was in a dog's perspective, and I loved it because it was just so unique and quirky, and I love dogs, and so I wanted to try this one, and for like $2 at a thrift store, how could I not? So that's the first one. Okay. The next one is 3 Cups of Tea, and this one was a very big like bookseller, and it's basically about the Afghanistan-Pakistan customs of drinking tea when you do business, and just kind of that kind of uplifting kind of story attached to it. And so I've been wanting this book. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and it was a bestseller a few years ago. Let's see, what year was it? I mean, it's a popular book, so I'm sure you've heard of it. 2007, I think it says. It's been out for a while, but it was a super popular book. So I'm really excited to read that. And obviously, previously owned. So one thing I love about previously owned books is I always feel like a book that's at a thrift store has its own story to it. And it's a story connected to a story. It's inception of stories. Anyway, so, and I love books that like people write on. So like if they write on like the cover or something like, this book belongs to, or this book in like motivated me or whatever. So I love books like that just because they have their own story to it. And so I thought that was really cool when it comes to thrift stores. So I love actually buying, and they're cheaper. So this one is A Long Way Down. So I actually have this book on paperback by Nick Hornby, who wrote like About a Boy and what else? How to Be Good, but like About a Boy is like his most popular one. So I have this book on paperback, but it's in California, and I currently live in Utah. So I went and bought another one, and it was only a few dollars. So next, Dean Koontz, Odd Thomas. I love Dean Koontz. I love the twists and turns that he does. I love just everything about him. So when it comes to his books, I will generally grab it. And this one was actually made into a movie. I saw the movie, and I've been wanting to read this book. So I generally like to see the movies first before I read the book, even though I would love to read all of them. Just because then I don't compare it until after I've seen the movie, and so it doesn't ruin anything for me. And it also helps me develop like what they look like, even if the descriptions are different. Some people like that, some people don't. Next one is The Secret of Laurel Oaks. So this one, I just read the back jacket. Oh, it's by Lois Ruby. And it's just kind of like a mystery ghost story. Like, this girl moves into this new house with her family, and she's convinced it has a ghost in it. And then there's this girl that died a long time ago and is in it. So I thought that was really cool, and honestly I picked it up because of the cover, because how cool is that cover? It's so pretty. So eager to read that. This next one, I have this one on a digital copy. It's called Queen Dead. It's the second one of the Ghost and the Goth series. Basically, it's about this girl that dies, and she haunts this like gothic dude, and she was like a cheerleader dude. It's super like young, like high school age books, and I read the first one in high school, and so I have this one a digital copy. I've read it about halfway through, and then got busy with life and didn't end up going back to it. So now I have an actual print book version, so I can grab that and use that. And once again, the first book is in California. So, and this one is the advanced proof even. So it's not going to be exactly the same because they do edits and stuff after, before it's officially out, but it still can't beat it. Thrift store copy. Okay, we got another one by Dean Koontz. Okay, By the Light of the Moon. Also heard good things about this one, and also love Dean Koontz, and it's actually in really good condition. Like, there's no splits in the bindings. It's a nice cover. So one of my pet peeves in the book is when you have the spines that are bent, so like on this Dean Koontz. See that line? I think it's so ugly. Yes, it means that the book has been well read, but when I hold a book, I actually hold it like this so it doesn't split down that middle, whereas people like pull at it. I'm just really weird about my books. I like them in good condition. Ask my mom. Next, we have Gone. And this one is a book about, like, all the adults, like, disappear, and all there is like, teenagers and young kids, children and stuff, and toddlers, but no adults, no teachers, no nothing. And it's kind of like a dystopian kind of book. Again, a young adult book, but it seems really interesting, and it's green, and I love green, so I'm really excited for this. And it's pretty thick too, so that'll keep me busy for, I don't know, a few days. Alright, next we have Shipbreaker, and this one's about this teenage guy that he like scavenges like ships and stuff and takes their metals and I think it's oils and stuff for money. And while he's doing this, he finds that there's a survivor of a book that he does, or a boat that he discovers in the water, and so he has to choose whether he wants to save that person or take all of the good stuff that's in it. And it's a National Book Award finalist, and Michael Prince Award for Excellence in Young Adult Literature. So, nice prestigious award. I don't know. It just seemed really cool when I read the back of it, so I decided to buy it. And last one. So, this one, I'm Mormon. So, awkward. So my nieces came in, so I had to stop. But this last book is Mafia to Mormon. So it's about this mafia dude that becomes Mormon. Self-titled. It's really thin, so it'll take me like a few hours, and especially like the writing is like super big. So yeah, like an hour or two. Anyway, so that is all my books, and I am so excited to read them. I love books, and that is my book haul, so let me know what you guys think if you've read any of them, and until the next book haul, I'm gonna go read my books.